For Chelsea fans, John Terry is the captain. He is the leader at the terraces, and for fans worldwide, he's an unmistakable legend. But is he more than just a captain? John Terry remains the last true first-team regular for Chelsea Football Club. He became a vice-captain under Claudio Ranieri and got the responsibility full-time when Jose Mourinho took over. 2 years later, Steve McClaren would follow suit and named John Terry as the England captain. The responsibilities lined up well with his performances. Terry was Chelsea's Player of the Year twice, PFA Players Player of the Year in 2004-05, made it to PFA Team of the Year 4 times, and FIFPro World 11 in 5 successive years from 2004-05 to 2008-09. In the club's 116-year history, Terry is their most successful captain. He won 5 Premier League titles, the Champions League, Europa League, 4 FA Cups and 3 Football League Cups. On the pitch, he could not go wrong, but off the pitch is where all his legend goes to the gutters. He's not the saint Blues fans remember him by, and he has a dark past that's often glossed over. Many fans remember Manchester City having an especially bad place for the Blues, especially their captain. It was not because of his playing style and the trophies he'd accumulated, but because of issues in his personal life. Wayne Bridge plied his trade at Stamford Bridge for 6 years, but would not shake his hand in February 2010. Terry had allegedly crossed some lines that should never be crossed. Terry's infamy started just as he was trying to establish himself in Chelsea's first team as a central defender of note. In September 2001, Terry made the news for the wrong reasons. Alongside 3 other teammates, the Chelsea youth made fun of American tourists at a Heathrow airport bar. The group made fun of the tourists following the 9/11 attacks. They were fined 3 weeks' wages by the club, but this would not be the last time Terry had a brush with the wrong side of morals and ethical considerations. These tales would only increase over time. Terry did have minor transgressions here and there, but nothing of such magnitude until January 2010. The insensitive remarks and mocking of American tourists after such a tragedy takes a back seat for his next act. It was a gag order that started it all, and the tabloids ran with it. The story that emerged can be surmised in a simple statement. John Terry allegedly had an affair with teammate of 7 years Wayne Bridge's girlfriend, Vanessa Peroncel. But this was more about trust, about team bonds, about fidelity, and a dozen other things. Peroncel was an actor and model who was working at a nightclub in Soho when she met Wayne Bridge. Their relationship propelled Bridge's game, and by the time Manchester City's coffers were bolstered, he made the move in January 2009. Chelsea would profit on their initial €10.5 million outlay to Southampton 6 years ago. Bridge and his girlfriend would split in the summer of 2009, and only then would he know about the affair. The scandal would reach peak further 6 months later, but all hell would break loose over the next 6 months. As the story of infidelity broke across the spectrum, it was revealed that Terry had tried to keep the story away from the papers, but it was overruled. His court injunction was denied, and the gossip columns had a field day. To this day, Terry and Vanessa deny the allegations. Both stated that they were friends and did not have an affair, but it was also alleged that Vanessa had a pregnancy through Terry. The fact that Terry would go on to buy a £4.3 million mansion close to the Bridge estate raised further questions. There were a lot of questions raised and not a lot of answers. Wayne Bridge believed Terry had gone behind his back. He was ably supported by his Manchester City teammates. The City players rallied behind their teammates, showing their allegiance to him, something that the Chelsea captain had broken. Team Bridge shirts would surface and Carlos Tevez would state what was on everyone's mind. "If you acted like Terry did in Argentina, you'd be dead," Tevez later said. "In my opinion, Terry has no moral code for what he did to Bridge. In my neighbourhood, if you do that, you lose your legs." It was the worst storm for everyone involved. There were kids, wives, relationships and legacy on the line. Previously, no one dared talk about Terry or even joke with him at Stamford Bridge, and now the captain was under a barrage of allegations. The dressing room was split and everything would spiral out of control. Swiftly, Terry would lose his armband for the Three Lions. Chelsea would stand by their man, but it was a public relations nightmare for them. But like everything in life, the moments passed by. The story would move out of the headlines into glossier topics. Controversy sells, and every day there's a new one on the horizon. But not for the 3 people in this story. Bridge would keep his cool and stray away from speaking on the topic, but he would praise all those who stood with him. Carlos Tevez and Craig Bellamy, to name a few. When Bridge refused to shake Terry's hand at the start of a game, it was news again. Bridge continues to be mocked to this day. The internet trolls have an elephant's memory and his videos are bombarded with Terry comments. However, he's moved on in his private life. He has 3 children with the Saturday singer Frankie Sanford. Vanessa was ostracised in the media and in her circle. The mother of a 3-year-old was in the headlines for all the wrong reasons. The testimonies and court cases would only pick the juiciest parts. She was branded a public gold digger and has to live with it. She still has custody of Wayne Bridges' son. For Terry, it was the start of media spates. The man known for giving straight answers had a long road of redemption ahead of him, and never did he try to help his cause. He was banned for 4 matches and fined £220,000 for racially abusing QPR defender Anton Ferdinand. For anyone who does not know, Anton is the brother of Rio Ferdinand, Terry's centre-back partner for the English national team. This would lead to him being stripped of England's captaincy for a second time. All of this happened as Terry was entering the second half of his career. He'd just signed a bumper contract at Chelsea. This was the period where his legacy would be made and his legend strengthened. His performances on the pitch allowed him to do that, but his off-field antics tarnished how his career is viewed today. A homegrown talent who rose to the top of the game and then let it all slip. This is where Terry cemented his place as the beautiful game's ultimate villain. But the game's moved on. It has a new group of villains. Manchester United legend Ryan Giggs had that mantle for some time. It was revealed that he had an 8-year extramarital affair with his brother's wife. However, it is Mauro Icardi who is the true villain of recent years. The Paris Saint-Germain forward had an affair with compatriot and teammate Maxi Lopez's wife. The woman in question, Wanda Nara, was their agent. Their story caused a stir, but it too died away. Mauro and Wanda got married. The couple are despised in their native Argentina thanks to their split, and in Milan for their antics seeking a new contract and a move away from the San Siro. While Terry and Giggs tried to mend their ways, Icardi and his better half continued to seek negative publicity. Antonio Conte straight out refused to work with Icardi, and he was sent on a year-long loan to Paris Saint-Germain. That move was converted into a permanent deal for €50 million, and who knows what else might happen in the future.